So there's a misnomer when we talk about stepping and cutting. It's really important when you're practicing your steps and your cuts, and this is one of the primary things that you'll have to practice over and over and over again until your eyes bleed, that you're actually cutting and stepping. There's a real tempo influence going on. If I just sort of saunter around and I take a step and then a cut, what I'm doing is I am presenting a target to my opponent before I cut at them. And what's going to happen is they're going to stab me and giggle and go back to the starting line, and I will lose in my fencing tournament. Instead, what I want to do is to make a cut and step. And even if I'm retreating, I make a cut and step. And that doesn't matter whether it's a great big shoulder cut for warming up or whether it's a very tight cut because I'm hiding behind my guard as I make my attacks. The timing is crucial. So when you're practicing and you're letting power come from your waist, it's very, very important to make sure that the cut precedes the step and draws it. Other people who are smarter than me have taken timers to this and noticed big differences in execution cut time when you do it badly versus when you do it well. It's also important to notice that my body is not primarily throwing cuts from the arm like this, but I'm allowing my torso to make my cuts for me. So my arm stays nice and relaxed. This is nice, low impact aerobic exercise you can do over and over for fitness as well as fencing. Especially if you just came back from vacation like I did and you need to drop an extra 5 because you've been feasting. Big shout out to Ladybird Diner and their awesome pies up in Lawrence. You can actually work yourself into a nice sweat this way and not have to put yourself in any real joint danger doing it, unlike a lot of the other workouts out there. I also strongly recommend you check out the video on the monk's walk because as you're cutting and stepping, you've got a rotation going on in your body. And if you get clear how that works first, you'll have a much easier time linking cuts together in a way that's fluid and natural. And there's an awful lot of different combinations you can do along the way too. So play with it and have fun. This is what it looks like. So when you're doing this, one thing to remember is that you also throw cuts with your left hand. It's still the same torso throwing your cuts, but you have to practice loosening up through your left shoulder. Austro-Hungarian and especially Hungarian fencing is absolutely adamant that both sides of the body should be trained. And this is a very, very good way of developing that. The more you cut and the more you step, the more you also discover how you connect the different moulines together. So you can cut in a way that leaves your blade hanging out in space for a thrust, or you can cut in a way that leaves, oh hey, an opportunity for a false edge cut as you retreat. There's all kinds of different angles and things you can play with, including varying when you step forward and when you step back. It doesn't have to be walk a mile in one direction throwing only one cut or other boring stuff. Have fun playing with the variations. We've got more videos and content coming, so if you liked what you saw and it was useful for you, please stab the like button, /subscribe, and punch the little bell icon so that you're notified immediately when new content comes available. Thanks, and go do the thing.